call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Bestie. It's me. How come we never answer the phone? What if there was an emergency? Whatever. Guess what?
Hi, cannolis. Welcome back to Voicemails. Today I have my handsome fiance, Max, as our guest, our first guest of the podcast. Say hi.
So, y'all.
I am going to reveal one of my biggest secrets ever to Max at the end of this episode. To loosen up the vibes a little bit, I feel like we're a little tense.
I'm not.
I think really because your aura is making me tense. I'm puckering right now.
All right.
Okay, so to start off, I'm gonna ask Max 3 interesting facts about himself. Tell the audience.
Just anything about myself. I was born in Mexico.
Love.
A lot of people don't know that, so she didn't know that. People think I'm Punjabi or Armenian, and I once shit myself at an airport.
And I just want to say kudos to Max because he had those planned out, but he just did very good acting as if that was on the spot. Very good. Okay, also to warm up the vibes a little bit, we're going to start with some couples questions. Can you hand me the box? So we're not really strangers, couples edition. We've played this game a couple of times. We used to do it like when we wanted to connect.
We stopped doing it though.
I know, we should do it again.
Busy life, busy wife.
Okay. What question felt most vulnerable for you to ask? Like, can you suck my dick more?
What does it mean by vulnerable?
Vulnerable means like really exposing yourself, putting yourself out there, like putting your feelings out there.
Maybe like you cutting out like your ex completely because you still have like a certain attachment of photos, of memories.
Oh, so like questioning like why I was holding on to this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, another fun fact is I have a Ninja Turtle tattoo.
When was the last time you felt lucky to be my significant other?
When we get noticed at random places.
Really?
I'm like, that's my girl right there.
Aw, that's really sweet. For me, it's when we are at family functions, like your family functions. I really like just like showing up as like Max's girl. You're like, can you read it?
Are there any insecurities from previous relationships that you carried into this one? If so, what are they?
Definitely. I think I've always had an insecurity, and it stemmed from my high school boyfriend because he was very clearly still in love with his ex. So I think in all my relationships, I've just been really insecure that everyone has just been in love with their ex.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But it wasn't your most recent ex. It was the ex before that, like your first love.
Yeah. I would say for me, it would be just trust issues. And you were most open talking wise, like being able to communicate better.
Oh.
So I love that.
Can you do one more?
Yeah. What did you think my type was before we met?
Like Fresno baddies. Thick lashes with like, you know the vibe. Like hot Cheeto licking fingers type. What about me?
White guys for sure. That's all day, white guys. Oh, she's gonna get a beater?
Let me do one more because I'm having a lot of fun with this. What do I dislike that most people love?
Oh, that I'm very social.
I don't dislike that.
Sometimes you do, like when you want to go home, and I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I do. That's true.
Because sometimes you're like, shut the fuck up.
That's just like the Mexican culture in you. Let me just finish my beer. And then like 3 hours later, you're like,
I
my
love
fucking
you.
brother, bro. What do you dislike that most people love? I'm going to say walking. You don't really love to walk. You'll circle around a grocery store parking lot for 20 minutes so that you don't have to walk. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. You could hold me.
I'm nervous. I'm like, is this...
Okay, hold yourself. It's fine. Do you want to tell the story of how we met?
No, you can tell it. I like when you say it.
Should I do the PG version or the real version?
No, the real version.
Okay.
I can throw in some like...
commentary.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the PG version that we kind of tell everyone when we first meet them is that...
It's more you though, because I feel like you're embarrassed to say...
Only because, you know how people say, like, the way that you get them is how you lose them?
Mm-hmm.
Who you were for your exes is not who you are for me. Mm-hmm. So I just don't know how to, like, explain that.
But I think that's just everyone. Everyone grows. Everyone learns.
That's true.
So
yeah,
it's like a learning lesson for everyone because it's like not everyone came from, like, a perfect relationship.
That's very true. Yeah. And we learned a lot of lessons together.
We carved ourselves into.
Yeah, we chopped it up. The PG version that we tell everyone is that we didn't know each other. However, we both grew up in Fresno, and I had moved to Florida and I'd been there for like 6 months. And then one of our mutual friends posted that she was going to Oregon. I texted her immediately and I was like, oh my God, I want to go to Oregon. So I got invited on the trip, and it turns out it was for his birthday trip. So he and I like met on the trip, literally fell in love, and we've been together ever since. But the actual non-PG version, I already knew who Max was because a few years before that, he used to hit me up on Instagram and would like try to take me on a date. And I think we had each other's numbers.
Yeah, no, it was Twitter.
Okay, we DM'd on Twitter, like back and forth a little. He was asking me on a date. We never actually hung out.
She just kept dodging me.
And the mutual friend that like introduced us in Oregon, she threw a party one day. We went. I had no idea he was there. I didn't even know what this man looked like in person. Apparently, he noticed me immediately and like tried to avoid me. So his girlfriend was there at the party. And this is how it happened. So this girl and I didn't know who she was. We're chopping it up, getting to know each other. We both had snake tattoos. And I was like, oh my God, like we became like BFFs instantly. And she was like, I want to follow you on Instagram. And I was like, yes, bitch. Gave her my username. She goes, oh, my boyfriend follows you. And I was like, who dat? And she was like, oh, this is like that. She like pointed to the username. And I was like, oh. I'm like, because that man's been messaging me for months.
As they were like, he's over there. I'm like,
You are scared, huh? Immediately I tell the girl, I'm like, oh my God, I am so sorry to tell you this. This man has been DMing me. I like showed her all the DMs. She and I go upstairs. She's bawling to me and like, fuck this man, and I'm literally like, girl, fuck him. Like, you do not need that man. I blocked Max, and I had him blocked on Instagram for like over 2 years. Explain your side of the story, like where you and your ex were at that time.
no, we were just very toxic. You know, when you're in that like super, that one, everyone has that one toxic relationship. Well, that was it. And I think in my head, I was like, I need to get away. So if you don't find something new to do, then you're not, or keep yourself occupied, you're going to keep going back. And I was like, I got to move on.
And you guys were breaking up and getting back together like
yeah, it was
other
like,
day.
yeah, literally, it was bad. And I think like 2 years go by, that Oregon trip comes by. And then when our friend was like, oh, we'll invite her. And I'm like, shit, bring her.
Oh, I love you. So that's our story. So that made me shy. What about me caught your eye?
I'm a big person on teeth. And I was like,
Sorry, that just sounds like you're a murderer.
I'm like, I love teeth. No, and I'm just like, this girl has a fucking gorgeous smile, and she's naturally like gorgeous. I was like, this girl don't even have makeup, and then when she puts makeup on, I'm like, fuck is this model? So I was just like, yo, I gotta marry that girl. And then, yeah, those are the main things. Oh, and she was also fucking funny. We went to Oregon. And I was like, this girl's kind of funny.
That's what caught my eye first about you too, is that you were really funny. And then you just had the cutest smile. And you were, I mean, you're still sweet to me, but you were really sweet on that trip. And that surprised me because of like the ex-girlfriend situation, how we first met.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just had it in my head that like you were a fuckboy and like you were going to take anything serious. So I didn't take you serious at first. But then you like continued to show up and like prove yourself. And I was like, oh, he's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah.
You are. How did you know you were ready to move to Florida? Because we decided that like within 2 months or something of knowing each other.
I think I just wanted to experience the Florida and also like experience a new life and actually be a grown up and like not from like a toxic 21-year-old living in Fresno or like partying, being able to like grow myself, start a family.
That's kind of like the vibe I got from you. Like, I know you're not supposed to like fall in love with someone based off of potential, but like I loved who you were already.
Mm-hmm.
But I did feel like getting you out of Fresno was best just for you to grow up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Because I mean, now I just want us to get a house, get a baby, and I'm trying to throw barbecues in the backyard every weekend.
I knew that I was ready for you to move to Florida, like as soon as we started dating, like as soon as you visited in Florida,
mm-hmm.
which by the way, so Max and I did long distance dating for
7 months.
No, because I remember we celebrated our 6 months in Miami.
Yeah, that was in November though.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Max moved across the country
Crazy
for me.
6-month anniversary.
That was crazy. Should we talk about that fight?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, we'll get to it. I knew I was ready for you to move there as soon as you visited for the first time, and you like looked at me and you were like, "I love you," It was after Waffle House, I think.
Yeah, we were walking.
Oh, come up here, girlfriend. Come on. I don't know how he thinks he's gonna fit up. This is Jackson, our son, and this is our daughter, Canella. What do you think helped us get out of our toxic phase? Max and I used to be real nasty with each other.
I guess the perfect way to say it is the only way to grow is to, or the only way to succeed is to fail.
So true.
I think deep down we knew that we wanted each other as like a forever couple, either now or never. So it's like we fix shit now or we never do it and could lose something that could have potential been like perfect forever.
I think going into the relationship, we were both ready to settle down. So no matter how many times we like broke up or like had crazy fights, I never wanted to truly lose you.
Yeah. But I think it's also because it was also our first time living with each other. So it's
and
like
the relationship was so fresh.
Yeah, it was like every day, like learning what this person does.
You okay?
Learning what this person does, like on their day-to-day basis.
I think that me getting medicated when we got our second apartment, like really helped. Shout out to you guys for canceling me because I finally like got on meds because of it. For so long, I wasn't able to like think clearly about our relationship, and I was just so stuck in like being toxic, and like I didn't know how to like really communicate. But then once I got on meds, I felt like I was clear-headed enough to have good, healthy fights. Once I was able to express like my needs, I felt like you responded really well, and like that helped you grow too. One thing that Max and I do is he always has to apologize first, even if I like started the fight. It kind of just gives me reassurance, and then it like brings me back down to where I could be like, no, I'm sorry. And that's just kind of a thing we have is like you apologize first.
What advice would you give our future child about dating?
Don't have sex until marriage. At least just be very aware how important it is to give yourself away to someone before you do it.
For me, it's don't take life serious. You're growing up. It's pretty much
just like opposite of mine. You're like just fuck around.
No, like live your. As,
you like
I mean,
sleep, fuck, eat.
I just want our kids to know, like, be kids, and then if they're teenagers, like, if you broke up or whatever, like if you got in trouble, it's okay. You're a kid. You are living your life. You just need to fail to succeed. So, sorry, I like burped.
Better out than in, I always say.
What's your favorite part of our day together?
Either our first joke of the day or our last joke of the day. Our bedtime giggles are just unmatched. Speaking about like giggling in bed, I had already seen Michael Jackson he meme when you told me about it.
Oh, did you?
And I pretended I did it because I wanted you to explain it. And I thought it was so funny. And like, I just never had the heart to tell you, like I already saw it. But basically there was like,
is that the secret?
No, there's a meme on Michael Jackson on Twitter like a few years ago. And it was like some stupid spam account messaging someone. And they're like, hey, it's me, Michael Jackson. I need $500 so I could make music again. And then it was like, hee hee at the end.
And he's like, sincerely, little Mikey.
Yeah. And one night, Max was telling me about it while we were in bed, and we had the giggles, and I just was busting up over it. Oh, sir. One thing about Max is his first language is Spanish. So sometimes he gets English words confused, and he'll say something that just means completely fucking opposite of what he meant. So over the years, I've created a list of all the things he said wrong, and then like what he meant to say. It's kind of like Max language, and I really understand him because grammar and English language is like my bread and butter. This is how long the list is. Oh, I thought it was longer than that. There's a lot of words on there, okay? The font is small and the iPad screen is big. So Max said, cooking is so Tempur-pedic for me.
Or therapeutic?
Therapeutic. One time he said, we have twin electricity, baby. Twin telepathy. Then he tried it again one time. He said... because I had already corrected him. He said twin telepathy. One time you said Morgan Freeman is mostly a backstage talker. You meant narrator. These are so good. They only get better. You said vertebrains.
What's the word one?
Vertebrae. One night Max and I had the giggles. We were like in bed cuddling and he whispered, what if I told you I was fraternal? Fraternal. He meant immortal. When Max is drinking something or eating something, he says he's flavoring it and not savoring it. We have a lot of similar entrances. He meant interests. I'm like a thesaurus. Thesaurus. You said theosaurus.
I think I was thinking of Theo Von.
You said, yeah, there's a reason that dog is wearing a snuggle. You meant muzzle.
Oh,
Cold showers boost your dope fiend.
what's the actual thing?
Dopamine.
Oh, it all makes sense in my head. So
One time Max was at Red Robin with his friend and he asked the waitress, can we get topless fries?
shout out to Josh.
he
Joshy
meant bottomless fries.
That was my first time at Red Robin, by the way.
Smells like Valender.
That one's funny.
He meant lavender. He said that twice.
But I was thinking of what?
Lavender.
And violet, right? Or what did I say? What did I explain?
You just meant lavender.
What color is violet?
Purple. Yeah, violet. Yeah.
Lavender.
You said that one actor, Ray Ronald. You meant Ryan Reynolds. You pointed to a sewer drain and you said, look. You said, look. Look, babe, it's Pinwisey. You meant Pennywise. You tried Ryan Reynolds again, but you said Ronald Reagan. This one you still don't believe is wrong, but you said you're a cheapskate. He said you're a cheapskate when we were shopping, and he meant cheapskate.
Little does she know is I called her skank.
Yo, mama. You said resum? Didn't we already start this episode? You meant resume.
On my resume?
That's good. He drives a Volkswagen. Volkswagen.
I'm pretty sure I said Volkswagen.
I didn't write it down for no reason. He said, I have telegenic memory. He meant photographic. This one's funny. He said, I'm not trying to manscape you. He meant mansplain. One time he said, aren't you hibernating right now? He meant ovulating. One time I was giving Max a massage and he said, you should be a misogynist. You got home from work and he said, sorry, I'm just indigesting. He meant decompressing. It doesn't sound good for my template right now. He meant palate. Airbnb, a bread and breakfast.
That's what it does mean.
Bed and breakfast. You said bread and breakfast.
Oh.
When Zac Efron got a new face, you said, did he get Botox?
Wait, who?
Zac Efron?
Oh.
You meant Botox? Okay. Time for the secret reveal. I just read that entire list because I'm nervous to tell Max about the secret. So I got a surgery in, when was it? 2021. Do you have any guesses of what it might be?
Your hair?
What?
I don't know, you just grab your hair.
You think I got a hair transplant and my forehead's and my hairline looks like that? I'd sue.
Like a facial?
It's cosmetic. It was a cosmetic surgery, yes. Look, I'm all shy. I'm crossing my legs and everything.
Your cheekbones?
No.
Your nose?
No.
Your lips?
No.
No.
I don't know why I'm getting so embarrassed. I'm not really ashamed that I got this. It's just weird that it's been so long and I haven't told you. Dad, you're not mad at me if I don't.
No, you gotta say
Okay.
it.
Okay, listen. I'll tell Canella and Canel's gonna tell you.
Say it.
I got a labiaplasty. Hold on. I'm just collecting my energy really quick before I continue. I'm not embarrassed. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I got it done and it's fine. A labiaplasty is basically like the lips in my vagina I wasn't happy with. And so I got them like, actually, I don't think it's the lips. It's the labia. The labia of my vagina. Not the first lips, but the second lips. Mm-hmm. I got them clipped. Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
So I don't know how to explain it without like I'm sure you've seen other types of vagina that look different. But I don't know if you've noticed that mine's like kind of looks like a fucking Barbie hoo-ha. Yeah, it is perfect hoo-ha. Thanks to the doctor. I went to LA and got it done. But yeah, it was always a big insecurity of mine. I wasn't happy with my hoo-ha and I paid $11,000 to get labiaplasty. And that's the only cosmetic surgery I've gotten or ever will get.
That's insane. That's crazy. I did not know that. I would have never guessed it.
Really? Any other thoughts and comments? You're not going to be like, oh, maybe that's, well, who cares?
Yeah, who does care?
Well, I don't know. It seems like you do.
Yeah, I'm not certified.
I guess I am. Funny. I think maybe I have some pictures on my iCloud or something that I could show you of what my vagina used to look like. I'm sweating because that was hard to tell you. But I'm glad it's out there. And And yeah, I know a lot of people have gotten it done as well. It's a normal thing. Anyways, we're getting really in depth here about my hoo-ha. And to close out,
Let us know what else you guys want the podcast about us, or what else you guys want to hear, what you guys want her to hear. Want her to talk about.
are we gonna watch our show after this? Before we end, let's just say like 2 things that we're grateful for. 1, just about our life, and then 2 about each other.
Grateful for to be around family, makes us closer, and then 2 for us is getting back in the momentum.
Yeah, and I meant 1 about me.
Oh, you said about us, so
I meant me.
it's all the success that she's done and where she keeps growing and going to. So
Thank you, baby. I appreciate your support with all of my endeavors. And I also appreciate and I am grateful for my books. I'm grateful that I have a collection of books to get to this year.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, guys, that is the end of this podcast. If you guys have more questions about my hoo-ha or my surgery or about like, oh, we didn't tell the Miami fight.
We can save that for episode 2.
Okay. We'll save the Miami fight for the next time Max is on the podcast.
I'm going to leave 1 comment and say Miami fight, and we'll put it out.
And we'll do it.
Episode 2.
Miami fight for our 6-month anniversary. It was cray. Love you. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. I love you more.
I didn't say I love you.
Oh.
But I do love you. Mwah. You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
And you're my favorite girl.
Let's go, motherfuckers.
Anyways, bitch, call me back when you get this. I want to yap.